In every country, in every city around the world, it's a common problem. According to an estimate by the United Nations, more than 100 million people are homeless, and families with children are among the fastest growing segments of the population. Sociologists point out that it's an increasingly complex problem with no single solution, mainly because there are many different types of homelessness. Each year, a unique sporting event aims to draw attention to the problem. If you look beyond the uniforms and the cheering, you'll see special players on the football field. They're playing in the Homeless World Cup. This year marked the 10th anniversary of the Games. America's Now contributing correspondent Franc Contreras files this report from the event in Mexico City.
The 10th annual Homeless World Cup, a massive gathering of young people from virtually every continent who know firsthand what it means to have no home. They've come from the richest and poorest nations on earth to participate in this annual soccer tournament for the homeless held this year in Mexico City. Mexico! The Mexican women's team is led by Myra Vasquez, who grew up in one of Mexico City's poorest neighborhoods. Vasquez's greatest passion since she was a young girl has been to play soccer. But her journey to being able to play the game she loves so much has been anything but easy. Walking through her old neighborhood, Myra says her father beat her because he did not want her to play soccer. For him, it was a man's game. So when she was just 11 years old, she took to the streets.
Me pegaba por cosas que ni al caso. Entonces yo decidí irme y fue cuando tenía 11 años. Me fui, me salí de mi casa y anduve así pues por la calle, pues, no sabía qué hacer. Entonces reaccioné y dije, no, pues no puedo quedarme en la calle. Y pasé como unas horas en la calle, pero pues fui con mis padrinos. Como está cerca aquí la autopista, pues agarré la combi y me fui con mis padrinos, sabían dónde vivía. Y me fui con ellos y les expliqué que ya no me sentía a gusto en mi casa por mi papá, por las cosas que me hacen sentir mal, me hacen sentir la peor persona.
Living on the streets, she turned to alcohol, just as her father had done for years, but she says it wasn't the life for her.
Ahora sí se siente bien para estar en la calle, así sin rumbo, y sabiendo que tienes problemas con tus papás, que en ese momento para mí era lo más importante, tener a mis papás cerca de mí y que me apoyaran en el ambiente futbolístico, y no lo hicieron. Mi mamá me dolió más porque ella decidió a mi papá en vez de a mí.
Cuando hablas de eso, ¿qué te hace sentir actualmente? ¿Qué tipo de tristeza es?
Tristeza con la que ya no puedo más. Tristeza con la que ya no quiero seguir porque sí me daña mucho psicológicamente. Me daña mucho mi corazón porque mi corazón siempre van a estar mi familia, pero sí me daña mucho el no poder decidir o estar bien en este momento. No puedo platicar bien del fútbol porque me pone muy triste. Saber que mi papá, ni mi mamá, ni mi familia me apoyan en el fútbol.
She says that the very sport her father refuses to recognize is the one thing that has changed her life for the better, because it was Vasquez's own athletic talent that helped her become the captain of the Mexican women's team. They played with passion and found themselves in the championship round, facing off against Brazil's formidable women's team. For Myra Vasquez, it was a match like no other. The Brazilians clearly decided to be aggressive and began targeting Vasquez, Mexico's lead scorer. Vasquez went down in pain, but remained determined. She scored 3 of her team's 6 goals, helping the Mexico women's team secure the championship. The victory made her proud, boosting her self-esteem.
Me dio mucha felicidad porque la verdad mucha gente creía en nosotros, pero más creía en los hombres. Y creían que las mujeres éramos débiles y la verdad no, es lo más fuerte que hay aquí en México, las mujeres.
Now, as a world champion, she's looking forward to becoming a kindergarten sports teacher or perhaps making her way into the professional soccer leagues in the United States. Myra Vasquez's relationship with her father remains one of her greatest challenges. Still, the emotional lessons of the games run deep.
Respecto a mi familia, he sentido muchas cosas, rencores, y entonces ellas perdonaban a sus papás de lo que le habían hecho a las chavas. Y yo así de que no, pues unas cositas y yo me fui de mi casa.
At the games, surrounded by hundreds of homeless players from all over the world, she began learning how difficult life is for those who don't have anything. Schneider Murai comes from one of the poorest and most violent neighborhoods in Haiti. Murai grew up in Haiti's extremely impoverished Port-au-Prince slum called Cité Soleil, among the most crime-ridden places in the Western Hemisphere. He says coming to Mexico City to play in the Homeless World Cup gave him the chance to see a reality vastly different from the poverty that surrounds him on a daily basis back in Haiti. The catastrophic earthquake that hit Haiti in 2010 was the country's most severe earthquake in over 200 years. Like tens of thousands of other Haitians, it left Schneider Murai and his entire family homeless.
So, maman mouri depuis en 2006. Maman mouri avait dit moi a vivre dans caille toko pour affaire mieux papa me toko pas tout près avait dit c'est était loin par rapport de côté à Cité Soleil avec il était 42 moi même vraiment là nous lever nous juste jeune bagaille pour nous manger just nous la qu'on dans la rue pour nous essayer d'argent.
Murai says that in his native country being homeless often draws disdain and prejudice from many people.
Avait dit humilier nous par rapport peut-être nous sans abri par rapport nous pas côté pour nous dormir par rapport parce que nous pas côté pour nous dormir yo garder nous façon humiliant yo humilier nous avait dit.
He was recruited by a Haitian athletic foundation that uses sports and education to help children mired in poverty. Being selected to participate in the Homeless World Cup was something Murai says he thought was just impossible, yet it's become a great source of pride.
Moi, je fier et un jour après dans thème qui pas jamais sorti, ça a gravé dans mémoire pour moi ma tout coéquipier là a joué boule même là nous perdu, nous conscient que nous perdu.
By participating in this World Cup event, the members of the Haitian team have the opportunity to escape the dire poverty of their Caribbean nation, one of the poorest in the world, and for a brief moment here, live their dreams. But they know life back home is anything but easy.
After the earthquake, we've had 1,500,000 people under tents. And right now, he's gone back down to about 500,000. But nevertheless, the whole country with a 70 to 80% unemployment creates a state of homelessness, you see? That's how hard it is, because it's not like you have a safety net anywhere. I think people just have been this way for a long time.
Robert Duval has been working with homeless children in Haiti for more than 20 years. After a particularly hard game, the coaches decide their players have earned a break. Each is given some money, about $20, to go out and enjoy themselves at an amusement park in Mexico City. Duval says this helps keep their minds off the harsh realities back home.
I'm struggling with them in that sense, because some of them would not want to go back, but we have to. But the thing is that what they would be facing is that they've come here, they've been at the top of the world. You understand? This is the top of the world for them, because they've been eating 3 times a day, they've been sleeping well in good conditions, no mosquitoes, no scabs or anything. I think that now when they go back, it's going to be a big drop for them in the reality in which they live, you see?
But for Mel Young, founder of the Homeless World Cup Games, these types of tournaments can help the participants feel good about themselves.
The most important thing is the psychological change that takes place. Homeless people are marginalized and therefore really have low self-esteem, self-respect, really lacking in confidence. Then we're going through a process to come here to be selected, and then as part of that selection process they're here. And you know, when you're homeless on the street, you're completely isolated and marginalized, and here people are cheering you and applauding you. And at the moment, right at the second, these little arenas here are absolutely full. The atmosphere is incredible, and so it changes them. That's the most important thing. And then once that first step has been taken, there's all sorts of mechanisms to get people back into society.
Since 1993, Young has been involved in helping homeless people, first as a journalist by bringing attention to the issue, and now by calling global awareness through these kinds of gatherings.
I've seen homeless people in sometimes horrendous situations, children living in sewers, having no food, dying because of the cold. You name it, I've seen it. And it differs from country to country, but only slightly.
As the Homeless World Cup tournament comes to a close, the Haitian men's team faced Namibia, a game to decide which teams would come in third and fourth places. But the Haitian men's team seemed distracted, and the players were losing confidence fast. Schneider Murai had been his team's top scorer in other matches, but against Namibia, he could not find his way. The Haitian men's team ended up losing, with the final score of 7-4. For Murai, the loss brought front and center the reality of returning to Cité Soleil.
I'm not triste. Parce que je toujours continuer à jouer au football parce que les gens qu'on a habitué à jouer. Je vais éviter les bagages qui causent la vie en danger, tels que drogue, alcool. Je vais éviter ces bagages. Je vais mettre de côté, puis je vais passer au football là, puis c'est tout.
It's a harsh reality made even more difficult by the fact that in Haiti, he still has nowhere to call home.